Hello and welcome, finally getting to part 4 of Dry Wash, and this is our final taping of this 4-part series. So today was, we did the sky and we did the foreground, and I also reviewed what I did up here in my homework in the cliffs, or the banks, the steep banks, and the juniper hill behind it. So that was the review. And then I went stroke by stroke with the sky and this sandy dry wash coming out from the painting. All right, so that brings us to an end of this painting. I really like it, and I hope you like yours as much as I like mine. All right, so I'm going to have another painting for you starting next week, and take the weekend off and relax a little bit. Paint outside, paint with your friends, get critiques, and don't be intimidated by a white canvas. Get out there and paint, all right? Let's get the painting. Bye-bye. Hello, and welcome to part 4 of Dry Wash. And I think this is going to be the end. And what we're going to work on today is the sky and foreground. And what I did was the homework that I asked you all to do from part 3, is to finish off the area where the junipers are and work on the cliffs, which basically I did, and follow those directions that I gave you. Today is to finish off sky and foreground and maybe finish this painting. All right, so what I mixed up here was Sevres blue here with white. This is Viridian and white. And this is Sevres blue with just a little bit of white in it. If you don't have Sevres, great. I mean, use cerulean, that works really good too. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started since I have 28 minutes to go. And let's start with the sky. So what I'm going to do is get a soft brush. It's a Master Touch number 10. And I'm going to go to the Viridian in white. Just add a touch of clean turp into it. And I'm going to use that on the lower section down in here. And what I'm doing is really bringing right up to the area where the bushes are. And the top of the hill. And if you have an edge that you're struggling with, just go above it and drag into the shrubbery. Just drag it in, see? Just softens the edge a little bit. All right, let's go up to the next pile. I'm going to clean this brush. And I'm going to go into the Sevres and white and put that in right here. And then above that, I'm going to put the darker Sevres. And then I'm going to blend them. Now, I may not have time to do all that blending, but I'm going to start that process, and you can blend it out on your own time, because I want to get down to the foreground. But as you can see, I have a light, medium, and dark. No mystery there. All right, I'm going to clean my brush. Again, I've got this soft brush, and I'm really squeezing it out. And now I'm going to do this process of taking the lights into the darks and the darkers down into the light. And that's the real rough stuff here. But now I'm going to do some blending. And now I'm going to go from bottom to top. Sorry to be in front of the camera. Flip the brush over. And I'm trying to get the big blobby square look of, it looks like I just blobbed the brush down. Trying to get that taken care of. All right, I'm going to get back, and I think that is good enough for now, but I'm going to do just a little bit more of the light stuff down in here. This is the Viridian white. Okay, that looks good. And now back to the medium and do a little bit more medium work. Now I'm going to try to bring some of the darks down. See, I'm not doing everything in the same direction. Inconsistency, if you're a landscape painter. Inconsistency, consistency. If that makes sense. In other words, just don't make the same stroke all the time. All right, let's go down to the foreground. And we're going to go to a warm mixture. All right, let me clean this palette because I'm going from cool to warm. And I'll get my razor blade scraper in here. Okay, that is working. Now, let's get a nice hunk of white out here. Uh-oh, I've got some contamination in there. I've got some blue Sevres. Take that out of there. And let's get some transparent oxide red. And then over here, we're going to get some orange, cat orange and transparent oxide red. Transparent oxide red. And white. All right, let's see what we can do with this light stuff. Now right here is really light, so I'm going to use the knife. And I'm really laying it on down in some areas along here. And I think we need to do some areas in here and here. And I need a little bit right in here. All right, I'm going to now get back into the brushes, and I need more white. I'm using a student grade white called Winton Titanium White. It's the 200 milligram. The thing that's not too cool about it, it's kind of stiff, you know. Titanium is stiff stuff. All right, let me knock this down just a little bit. I'm going to add a touch of red to it. And you can see it's a little warmer than the stuff we just put on. So now cleaning my brush, and then putting it in the clean Gamsol and cleaning it again. And now I'm going into the white. I'm sorry, the lighter tan mixture we just made. And we're going to, oh, that's beautiful. Oh my goodness, that does the trick. All right, we need to do some close work in here. And I'm sorry to get my shoulder and all that. I'll try to duck down here. I don't think that's doing much good, but maybe. Let me get a little bit warmer stuff here. All right, let me work in here a little bit more. Okay. Touch. And let's move around here. And now I'm going to bring in some of the little bit warmer stuff here and get that in. Let me see what's down here. I see some white in here. So we got some lighter stuff coming into here. And I'm choosing not to put the dead tree in the middle there. I'm just going to simplify it. And now go back to dark. And back to light. Put a little bit of maples in it now. Clean terp. And get some white right up in here. Oh boy, I want to get over into this area here and get some of these worms in the grasses. So I'm using the darker mixture. And now we've got to get some darker color in there. So let's mix some permanent green and olive. And a little Naples here and there. All right, that should do it. I'm going to go to a smaller brush now. And it's going to be soft. It's going to be a soft bristle brush. It'll be a long flat 279 probably. So I've got this number 2 long flat 279 by Rosemary. Going to the green. And I'm getting some areas in here that need a little dark to it. I'm going to add a little blue on one side because there's some darks up in here. And now we're going to go to a lighter green. I'm adding some Naples to this. And now I'm going to go back into my warm color, really cleaning this brush. And I'm carving in some sand. All right, take a deep breath. Oh, man. And I think that is making some progress. Now, what I'm going to continue to play around with are this little, the interplay between grass and sand on the sandy bank here. And maybe I'll use some olives in front, to get it nice and dark. But basically, some permanent green and Naples in here. But I think that is starting to bring this painting to a conclusion. When do you stop doing detail? I think you don't want to overdo it, but you have to feel satisfied. Keep getting back at this time. I probably spend more time at this stage of the painting getting back and looking at it and doing less strokes, where most of the painting up to this time has been more strokes and then getting back. But now it's more getting back and less strokes. Really paying attention to balance and value. But, I think this painting has really come to a nice conclusion. I like all this interplay between all these lights and darks within the juniper bushes. And I added some darks to the bottom of this rock. There's like a rock ledge right here. And so I made kind of a warm mixture like I made right here with the sand color. And then I added a little bit of purple in it and put this kind of like the lights on top of the darks to kind of show that there's like layers of rock with shadow underneath it. So that's what this is right here, and I think it came out pretty good. Now, up in here, I just kept looking at my reference, making some reds and purples and, some sort of red combination. And then over here, I started making lighter mixtures, and I really like this contrast between the dark here and the not so dark here. In other words, I think the angle of the cliffs have changed to where it's getting more light, and try to pay a lot of attention to that. All right, so I'm going to bring part 4 to a conclusion, and there's plenty of work to do with these little details, but basically the painting's done. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me for a 4-part series. I appreciate it very much. And keep painting. All right.